بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. We thank Allah for today and we send benediction to Prophet Muhammad, his household and followers, and all those who follow the path of Allah to the day of reckoning. Viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome to today's edition of Islamic Bout on Metro TV. I have with me a very important guest in the studio, and we are discussing a very, very important national issue as far as Muslims are concerned. For me, it gladdens my heart that for the first time, we are having a national conference of Muslim representatives to deliberate on the future of Muslims as far as leadership is concerned. I say I'm glad because, literature and then writings about Muslims in Ghana and elsewhere is very, very scanty, hard to come by, especially coming from Muslims. But what is available, I said, is scanty. What is available usually is not written by Muslims or is written by outsiders. Now, if you are dealing, somebody is writing your story for you, you know the skirmishes, you know issues of objectivity and stuff. So once we are now ready, to do something about leadership, I'm so glad. Secondly, leadership has moved from the days of just sitting in your office or from your mosque to be directing people to do this and this. Leadership, for me as a student of leadership, is a two-way affair. Leader, follower, and the leader who is not necessary positions in Ghana and Manan. My guess is that Manan is an expert in this area. I'll come to him. But if we say leadership or leader, we think about positions. But if you are leading a people, you must have an idea. You'll be able to communicate the idea to them. They should share in your vision. And finally, they should be able to make impact in the society. So welcome, Al-Hajj, Mr. So many titles, CEO of Moody, General Secretary of Comog, marketing consultant, a lot. So welcome to the show, Abana. So today, we don't have much time, so I want us to go straight to the point. It's taking you too long to come out, but I know you were in the engine room looking. So why this national conference of Muslim representatives? Why?
Thank you very much, and I wish to say salam to our cherished viewers. Things that has to do with Ummah, things that has to do with the general public, particularly when it comes to the issue of Ghanaians, where we have diverse political, if you like, political persuasions, cultural, ethnicity, then sectarianism also comes in, etc., etc. It takes time for you to be able to do all this consultation, and it needs effective consultation. So you build it up from the scratch, and then when the time is due, Allah will show the way. And this is actually the time, because we started this process in 2016. I remember His Eminence the National Chief Imam blessed a committee to collate the memoranda from the Muslim Ummah, so that we build up a system that will guide the process of selecting leaders among the Muslims. And we are not able to succeed immediately because we hadn't done enough consultation. Okay, so that is how come it has to take us a very long time. and over 3.5 years. Alhamdulillah, time has come, and that is how come we are here today, trying to share with the Ummah what we have done so far.
Okay. Before I come to who and who is attending the conference, and can you share with my viewers, I mean, the objectives go deeper, the objective of the...
Well, the conference has a theme, enhancing the capacity of Muslim leadership for the Ghanaian Muslim agenda. And as part of the objectives, we're looking at the rights of the students in our various schools, particularly second cycle institutions, which is still persistent, and we ought to create a bigger platform that has a bigger voice and coordinate the issues, and so that we can present it in a very well-structured manner.
Good.
That is one aspect of it. And another aspect has to do with the rights of our ladies. Our ladies, of late, things have not been well with our ladies, particularly it has been there. But now that we have quite a number of them being career ladies, it has really shown its ugly head. And we thought that a platform like this will enable us to put our issues together and get the appropriate institutions to see how those issues can be addressed. Okay. And that is how come we have special collaborators. We have Ministry of Justice and Attorney General. We have Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, being strong collaborators as far as these issues are concerned, particularly when we talk about rights of our ladies and the youth, students. Then the issue of Muslim leadership framework, the very big one.
Okay.
I was going
to come to a framework. Yeah. So from what you told me, it means that, I mean, the leadership exists.
That's right.
But there is the need to bring the disjointed, I mean, or to compartmentalize it and bring it so that we have a bigger voice. When we speak now, people know that, yes, the Muslims have spoken. That's wonderful. So I'll come to the framework. So who are the invitees to this special national conference?
We are looking at organizational representations.
Okay.
The sects, and then the youth organizations, the women organizations across the country. We also have parliamentarians who are also going to participate. So basically that is the participation.
Chiefs?
But yes, of course, we can't do it with chiefs. In fact, that brought about the subject of trying to harmonize the existing structures and the future of the Ummah.
Yes, professional bodies.
In fact, we have collated more than how many constitutions, write-ups across the world. And then we narrow it down to sub-Saharan Africa, trying to look at the best models that currently there are even the challenges. So we're looking at all this together, and we are trying to situate it in our own current situation, and then also look at what the future looks like as a Muslim Ummah in Ghana. So that's how come the current situation when it comes to chiefs, we have chiefs in the southern part of Ghana, the Muslim chiefs in the northern part of Ghana. There are different kinds of chiefs when it comes to the role of traditional leaders in the Islamic.
All those into
we have chiefs who are, so we have this kind of leadership system that has been in existence. And how can you harmonize that one with the northern system that is existing? And then also we're looking at, we ought to acknowledge people who contributed significantly in the introduction of Islam in Ghana.
Okay.
And there has been also development, expansion of knowledge. People, hitherto you can't have group of Ewe Muslims. Today, guess what? We have Ewe Muslim Community Forum.
Just before we came on air, somebody has been battling with me on the need to do Ewe show.
Exactly.
But the issue is that even, let me tell you frankly, Sheikh or Hajj, we're going to monitor this program. Otherwise, it will come to a time that, you know, we used to have 4.5 hours, 5 hours.
Yes, yes.
It came to 4 hours.
Yes.
It came to 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It came to 3 hours.
Yeah.
It came to 2 hours. And now we have 1.5 hours.
Wow.
So we just, shuffle between the, this week you will see in Nkrumah, the next week you will see, yes. So it means that on our own, we need to monetize this.
Yes.
So as part of my recommendation, I think that you should look at some of these things. Okay, now, you've spoken about having looked at structures or framework from other jurisdictions. You want to situate it in the Ghanaian context. So give us an idea as to what new framework you are envisaging after the conference.
Inshallah.
Or what are you proposing to the Ummah for acceptance at the conference?
Maybe inshallah, we are still receiving memoranda. Exactly. Recently we've gotten one from the Kofi Annan Peace Center.
Wow.
Yes, apart from the individual organizations that are bringing some,
Kofi
for instance,
Annan
Peace Center.
They are interested.
Of course, they are interested. There's a huge thesis document that has been brought to us. And we're also having other organizations bringing theirs. But you see, like I said earlier on, we are trying to look at the existing institutions, the effort people have made in the past. We ought not to brush it aside. How can we bring it on board? How can we also acknowledge the current development as far as knowledge is concerned? Okay, and then how can we also acknowledge the fact that we are having sectorial differences? And then we also see to how to bring on board so-called non-aligned sects. Okay, so there are all these people.
Non-aligned sects.
Of course, they say they don't align themselves with any sects.
The liberals.
Well,
I call them the liberals.
Okay, so we have all these institutions, and we think that the consultative system, which in Arabic you call the Shura concept, is the way to go. And when how to bring people on board is now the question. Though there will be a paper that will be presented to the conference for people to discuss, but that is actually the proposal that we presented to the people. But certainly, we are going to have the women, we are going to have the chiefs, we are going to have the ulama, we are going to have the sects actually coming in, and then we have the organizations that have national character, coming on board. But the process will be discussed thoroughly within the conference, and I will not. There are ideas anyway, but for now that is going to be the framework.
Oh, but what is your fear? Put everything.
No, for instance, we have.
To preempt.
No, I don't want to preempt because we are still receiving. So that at the end of the day, it shouldn't be like the idea is being imposed on some people. For instance, our meeting with the MPs yesterday. They brought wonderful ideas that, look, instead of it to say Sharia committee or Sharia board, say legal or Islamic something board, and leave out Sharia. If you want to say Sharia, exactly, it means the same. Shura council, and also consultative council, okay? And then, so we are receiving more ideas, and some are saying that, look, we don't need elections. If you want to bring elections, Imam Abbas will be sitting in his quiet corner, and imamship is not supposed to go and campaigning that I want to be imam. You ought to be selected. You ought to be nominated.
It is not elsewhere. You see, I think it's in Uganda or Kenya.
That's what I'm saying.
They advertise for the position.
Now, guess what?
With qualifications.
I was wanted for 6 good years. I was the international organizing secretary, network of Islamic organizations in Africa. And I've worked closely with the Mufti of Uganda. I have a fair idea of the Uganda concept. In fact, it's part of the constitution we are looking at. In fact, within the Horn of Africa and southern part of Africa, they copied the concept of Uganda. But some of them bring some innovation and changes.
Even in Uganda, Yeah, I mean, they don't find it easy.
It is having challenges today because they never envisaged that there are some other sects that will grow. I hope you understand. Look at the constitution carefully of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council. Okay. It was purely for a particular sect. Today, the other two sects have grown. They have developed so much that they are challenging the system.
It was the system? For Ahl Sunnah.
No, but...
Which sect? Okay,
but, yes,
you know, what I want us to do now is, in fact, time is fast spent. I'll plead with some of my presenters next week so that we have enough time to open up and discuss. And I also intend to speak to some people I call experts and then play it first before we go with the discussion. So we'll ask to wrap up. So let me give you a minute to wrap up.
Well, we thank you very much for the platform.
But you will be here next week.
But inshallah, originally the program is supposed to be tomorrow. Today is supposed to be arrival, but it's been postponed to 21st will be the arrival, which is 21st, that's next 2 weeks. And then 22nd, 23rd will be the conference at Accra Technical University. So we thank you very much.
Write to my management so that will be the official.
Inshallah, already media. it is the official station for the Muslim Ummah. We thank you very much.
Thank you, viewers. All too soon we've come to the end of today's edition, but I know we haven't gone anywhere. Meet us again same time next week for yet another interesting edition of the Islamic Board. My name is Abbas Umar Abdul-Karim. I have been speaking to Abdul Manan, but I want to say this before I leave. We have always abide by the rules and we don't go beyond our time. I hope my other colleagues would also do same and will not enter into our time. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.